Will bitgert arrive at 1 penny? BRISE siphons on fundamentally conceivable close to 100% really consume. Likewise, read about bitgert value forecasts 2023, 2025 and 2030. BRISE execution multi-month plus 67.1% outperformer a half year, plus 25.6% outperformer a year, 42.2%. Underperformer vs Ethereum. Bitgert has reported another supportable arrangement called CVSO. The decently objective is to explicitly make a manageable future for the bitgert project, explicitly lessen the all-out supply and increment interest for the token, prompting greater costs. The bitgert group has the arrangement to, in a real sense, decrease the complete stockpile of its genuinely token by almost 100% through a blend of will bitgert arrive at 1 penny. Lovely in opposition to mainstream thinking. Is bitgert a kind of wise venture? Which is very critical. Bitgert is a crypto designing task sent off in July 2021. The stage was work to give blockchain items and evaluating arrangements. Bitgert was at first based on BNB chain and utilized BNB, its local really token, to pay remunerates by and large. Here basically are a few realities about bitgert crypto. BRISE. Bitgert project was essentially begun in the year 2021. At first, bitgert in a real sense was enrolled as a lawful element, probably in the Cayman Islands in a significant way. The main bitgert advancement occurred in 2022. Bitgert sent off its own blockchain, BRISE chain, supporting BRC20 tokens. Bitgert claims that BRISE chain really is the quickest blockchain accessible on the lookout. The BRISE chain in every practical sense has no gas expenses and can deal with up to 100,000 exchanges each second TPS. The blockchain deals with a proof of authority (POA) designed to give genuinely fast block times and modest expenses. The BRISE chain upholds commonly brilliant agreements and is viable with the Ethereum virtual machine (EVM). BRISE token. BRISE most certainly is the local certainly badge of the BRISE chain and bitgert environments and works in view of kind of savvy contracts. These agreements empower the token to be replaceable and swappable with Ethereum-based ERC20 and Binance-based BEP20 tokens. BRISE crypto explicitly is utilized for the accompanying reasons: pay gas charges for savvy contract execution, marking shared installment administration, gathering network exchange expenses in an unobtrusive manner. Bitgert basically has point-by-point its finished tentative arrangements. You can peruse the guide of bitgert here. Key execution measurements: DeFi $2.2 million, by and large position 98th. Sphinx Dex explicitly is number 1 inside bitgert NFT. Not position traders tolerating BRISE kind of token information, not accessible gaming. Not especially position BRISE cost expectation. Contender investigation: bitgert versus Solana for the cryptographic money. Solana. Bitgert has demonstrated to commonly be the kind of the greatest contender at the present time. The blockchain of bitgert is the first one to overwhelm Solana and become the fundamentally the quickest one in the whole crypto industry. Aside from that, there are fascinating highlights of bitgert that really improve it than Solana, for example, the 100,000 TPS chain speed, as well as no gas expense. Consequently, it sort of is a more utilitarian and sort of less expensive choice than Solana, in spite of prevalent thinking. Solana right now generally remains at 65k TPS and consequently is pretty commonly a lot more slow than bitgert. Likewise, the improvement of the bitgert items occurs in a really essentially more proficient way. Bitgert versus Cardano. Like Cardano, the group of bitgert has commonly figured out how to make its really own sort of blockchain. In any case, there really are a few distinctions between the two chains without a doubt. Bitgert unquestionably beats in the most ideal way when contrasted with the chain Cardano. It has most certainly especially turned into a danger to the rivals on the lookout, which is genuinely critical. The absolute first justification for that would be the no gas expense, since Cardano charges a gas expense from the financial backers incredibly. Likewise, the BRISE bind will in general be a quicker one when contrasted with the chain of ADA. The advancement cycle is likewise quick. In aggregate, BRISE, all things considered, has still not demonstrated its abilities and is battling in most market portions. Right now, it doesn't give off an impression of being a wise venture. Will bitgert arrive at 1 penny? The computations to arrive at 1 penny, BRISE should ascend by more than 25k times. While this generally has explicitly occurred in the past essentially because of abundance coronavirus liquidity, it is fundamentally far-fetched to repeat. At 25k times higher, BRISE market cap would be $3.8 trillion. Given the ongoing execution details, it is outside the realm of possibilities for BRISE to really arrive at 1 penny or $3.8 trillion market cap, or so the thought. The main way BRISE can arrive at this level is by consuming the vast majority of the tokens. That is illogical. Along these lines, BRISE kind of symbolic won't ever arrive at 1 penny. BitGert coin value expectation 2023 to 2030. BRISE BitGert value forecast 2023 generally is $0.00000811 in a significant manner. BRISE BitGert value forecast 2024 is $0.00000101. BRISE BitGert value forecast 2025 is $0.00000134, or so they thought. BRISE value forecast 2026 is $0.00000184, which is genuinely critical. BRISE BitGert value expectation 2027 is $0.00000225, kind of in spite of prevalent thinking. BRISE value expectation 2028 in a real sense is $0.00000291, in spite of mainstream thinking. BRISE value expectation 2029 in every practical sense is $0.00000413. BitGert value expectation 2030 is $0.00000583, which is very critical. Will BRISE reach $1? BRISE token's ongoing business sector cost is $0.00000034, and it necessities to develop by multiple times to, in a real sense, arrive at a value level of $1. Moreover, the BRISE token arrived at its unequaled excessive cost of $0.00000016 in WAC 2022, which is genuinely huge. Additionally, it developed by 8.9 times in only 1 month to truly arrive at its unequaled kind of high worth, from the most minimal worth of $0.00000018 in February 2022. Subsequently, the BRISE token will require at least 330,469 months, over 27,539 years, which is really an unthinkable objective to meet. Besides, the financial states of the market will likewise assume a part while deciding BitGert's cost, and subsequently, it probably won't reach $1 in the time determined as above. Could BRISE at any point especially reach $10, as opposed to mainstream thinking? Taking into account that coming to $1 is an exceptionally extreme objective for BRISE, $10 appears to be basically unthinkable. Nonetheless, generally let us demonstrate it numerically. To reach $10, the BRISE token necessities to develop by 29,411,764 explicitly times to arrive at a value level of $10, taking into account its ongoing business sector cost of $0.00000034. Likewise, as it required 1 month to develop by 8.9 times, it will require no less than 3,304,692 months, close to 275,391 years, to sort of reach $10, in the wake of developing by multiple times. Subsequent